Today's episode of the Bill Simmons Podcast on the Ringer Podcast Network is brought to you by SeatGeek, our presenting sponsor. The easiest way to shop for tickets thanks to their revolutionary grading system. Buy and sell tickets in 2 taps on your phone. Everything fully guaranteed. Football fans, $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase on NFL tickets. Use promo code BSNFL. Download the SeatGeek app or go right to SeatGeek.com. We're also brought to you by Hotel Tonight, the app that helps you find amazing deals on hotels up to 7 days in advance, perfect for an unexpected trip or spontaneous staycation. I just used it a couple weeks ago for my daughter's soccer tournament. Fantastic. Got into the Marriott in San Diego at last minute. I was so excited. You'll have the freedom to score a great price and a great place. It takes 10 seconds, 3 taps and a swipe. A lot of like short tap sponsors today. I like the 3 taps, 2 taps, 3 taps. Grab killer last minute deals by downloading the Hotel Tonight app. Now, we are also brought to you by TheRinger.com. That's where I have my football column, combination mailbag NFL picks every Friday in the morning on TheRinger.com. Whole bunch of great stuff. We have a lot of Emmys coverage today. Sean Fennessy wrote about Mother, which is the most polarizing movie. It's not even polarizing. People hate it. People detest this movie. It's really an unconventional release. Poor J-Law. I hope she's fine. God bless J-Law. And don't forget the Rewatchables, our newest movie podcast. We had another one last week, Silence of the Lambs. A lot of good feedback for this one. I probably crossed the line. There's really breakdown of throwing body fluids at one point. Miggs, James Gum, crossed some lines in this one near the end. So be careful. Don't listen with your kids in the car. We have Speed coming up this week. Stay on or get off. Stay on or get off. It's coming. And then we're taping a whole bunch this week because Cam Collins, the Ringer movie critic, is in town. So we're going to bank a whole bunch of them too. The Rewatchables. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Coming up, the Cuz, Week 3, NFL. But first, Pearl Jam. Cousin Sal in the studio for Week 3 picks and a whole bunch of other stuff. Yet again, came up short in the Emmys.
Oh, yeah. We're getting good at this.
You got one like 20 years ago, though, so you have that one. You have the Ben Stein's Money one, right?
Yeah, I do have that. I got one for effing Ben. Effing Matt Damon. No, Matt Damon.
Yeah. Nice.
I was co-writer of that.
But then best late night show.
Yeah.
I thought this had a chance.
I thought so too.
We'll have to kill John Oliver is how this is going to have to play out.
Either that or we'll move to once a week. We'll see what happens.
That is true. It is crazy that you can win for, what's he on, once a week, like 30 times?
Yeah, I think that's
Jimmy's putting out 180 shows a year. Right. How are those two equal?
I know. And I like John Oliver, but he's talking about we don't want our staff to get too excited because we have a show to do next week. It's like, we have bid ideas due at 7 a.m. tomorrow. God bless you.
I like how Big Little Lies, which I loved, which is a great show, but is it in the same category with shows that have like 22 episodes? They just need more categories with the Emmys.
I think
there should be a once a week late night show. Mm-hmm. There should be like a 7-8 episode type thing, Night of, Big Little Lies, all those, and then like Chicago Fire should have more of a chance.
Yeah, I think so. I'm with you.
It's hard to do. Or This Is Us. It's hard to do 18 episodes and make my wife cry in 16 of them.
Well, there's so much, right? And there's so much more TV or whatever you want to call it now. They do need to reconfigure.
We need more categories.
Do it. I mean, there's some stupid things. Transparent's a comedy, and there's some weird thing. They could really tweak the system a little bit.
Guess who we don't need to see during the actual Sunday night ceremony is like Best Director. Just have more categories for shows. Give me some. Do you have any Emmy stories?
Make that the creative arts thing. I do have one, but it was from a party Friday night.
Okay, great.
I'm walking through. This is a WME party. Our agent James Baby Doll Dixon held it, and I'm walking through, looking to find my wife who had gone ahead of me. And this smoking hot blonde approaches me and hugs me, and she's like, "I love you" on Jimmy Kimmel Live. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is going to keep me going in my mind for months and months and months. And I was like, all right, well, thank you. Thanks for watching. I have to go. She said, can I just take a picture with you? I would love to take a picture with you. I said, yeah, that's great. And she has her friend taking the picture, and she's like, I don't know where you're going to party, but Sunset Tower, that's where we're going to be, and you definitely need to show up there. I was like, okay, this is all of a sudden ridiculous. And as her friend's trying to figure out the camera, she says, I really loved you on Kimmel last week. And I'm like, well, I wasn't on last week, but I was on the week before. Okay, all right. She's like, and I'm not even a Republican. Cheese. She thought I was Sean Spicer.
Oh, no!
She thought I was freaking Sean Spicer. It's going to take me 6 months to figure out if that's a compliment
like
or
Sean
not.
Spicer.
I don't know.
Also, who wants to party with Sean Spicer?
I'll give
it's
you
the weirdest story I've ever heard.
Yes. She works on Game of Thrones. It was really a dream come true and then a nightmare all at once.
Did you pull any Sal stuff at the Emmys?
No,
Did you push
really.
anyone into
That's
a cake?
The thing. No, I just want to win one so I could push Shrifty or someone off stage. Anybody,
Yeah.
One win.
That's a pretty lukewarm Emmys report.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know.
Why don't you go to any of these parties that you're invited to?
I went last year. I didn't need to go.
Last year? They're going to kick you out of Hollywood,
I'm done. I'm done with
can't
this.
just
I'm
pass
moving
up
to
these
Boston.
parties.
We have Kyrie Irving. I'm moving. Triple G. I bet on the Canelo knockout.
Yeah.
Parlayed with the Raiders. What did you ultimately bet on?
I bet a couple things. I bet that either fighter would win in 7 to 12 rounds.
Nope.
And no, that didn't happen. And then I bet Triple G by knockout. So I was kind of on the opposite. I'm like, one of us is going to win. Of course, neither of us won. But so at the time of the decision, I had no horse in the race.
Yeah.
You didn't either, right?
No.
So
felt like it was going to be a draw, though.
You really did.
I really did.
Wow.
I genuinely
you felt
thought
like the judges would screw up, or you felt like it was a draw.
I had it either 6-6
Oh, come on.
or 7-5 Triple G.
That's unbelievable.
I thought Canelo won at least 2 of the first 3 and maybe all 3 because depending on how you felt on round 1 where nothing happened.
Uh-huh.
And then I thought he won the last 3. And I think you make a case he won the 5th.
So I know punch count isn't the be-all, end-all, but so you're giving him 6 rounds, and Triple G had more punches in 10 out of the 12 rounds. Like, he stalked him. He stalked him the whole fight.
I thought he was missing too much, though. It reminded me a lot of Hagler in 87 against Leonard. Just like, he looked the same, fought the same. Like, it was the old Triple G, except, like, his punches were missing. And,
I don't know.
And it seemed like in the middle rounds, I thought Canelo got tired. No question.
Look
Like,
at the
he
punch
just
stats.
wasn't
The
putting...
power punches were connecting at a far greater rate. Like, I don't know what more.
So you thought Triple G won one of the last 3 rounds?
I thought he won 7-5. Maybe. I think he was on his way to 8-4, somewhere in there. I really did. It's funny. I'll tell you what it wasn't. It wasn't 10 rounds to 2 Canelo. It wasn't 118, 110.
That's crazy, though. I mean, when you have somebody has a score like that, I don't even know how to respond to it. Well, it would be like if somebody watched Dallas Denver yesterday and they're like, I actually thought I gave the Cowboys a split decision.
Yeah,
it's
right.
like, what? I don't even know what to say.
You don't have to rub it in anymore.
Sorry.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, no, it is like a home plate umpire calling 10 pitches in a row in the dirt.
Well, why not? So if we have, I think all championship fights should have 5 judges.
Yeah.
I think if it's like there's 4 fights a year that are like the fights of the year, why not have like 7 judges?
Yeah. What more would it cost them? Yeah.
Then you're mitigating like the one idiot who's like, I sat ringside. I thought Canelo won 10 of the 12 rounds.
Right.
Like first of all, that person shouldn't judge again because I don't know what they were watching. But
well, yeah,
but
guy
at least
or girl, it doesn't matter. But they should go up to him like, all right, you have 2 choices here. You're incompetent or you're crooked. Which one do you want to take? Because my wife is not a great judge, but she could sit and say, oh, this round was won by this one. This round was won by that one. You know,
the first 3 were tough, obviously. You could have given all 3 to Canelo if you talked yourself into it.
Right.
Maybe 5, 10, 11, 12. But then you still have to give him 3 more somehow. I thought it was a really entertaining fight. I genuinely enjoyed it.
To give him round 7 was
stupid.
great. And the decision didn't matter as long as they didn't screw it up. Like there was no 118, 110 in there. And the thing with the 5 judges, I like the idea. But that wouldn't have helped Pacquiao Horn. Like that was unanimous for Horn for some reason. So I don't know what you do. I'll tell you this: boxing would be in a lot of trouble if Mayweather had lost. Like, why would there be any reason to watch with all these controversies and everything else? Like,
yeah,
it's tough. Like, boxing doesn't need this right now. So bad.
Do you think that it should be 13 rounds for championship fights? You can't have a draw if it's 13 rounds. It's bad. I was trying to do the math. Even if somebody won a 10-8 round, I still think it would be hard to have a draw with 13.
Yeah, I think so too.
But
yeah,
maybe just add a round, and maybe if the guys deteriorate a little more mentally in their late 60s, that's the price we pay.
Right.
That was
agree.
a joke.
No, that's terrible.
Or maybe go 11 rounds.
maybe one
add
big
one
round.
more.
No, here's what
4-minute round.
4-minute round.
Super round.
But the judges, I think, should be watching on TV like the rest of us without the benefit of the play-by-play. They're hearing the crowd. The crowd is definitely taking effect. Like,
no
if
question.
you're going to listen to the popcorn concession guy behind you screaming about who he thinks is winning, you should have access to the punch count too, the CompuBox stats too. Why not?
you think-
have everything?
So if you were a judge, what I would do is, like the round one, which nobody won. There was no winners in round one. You do whatever you want. But then, like, after you're done with the fight and you watch it and you're like, all right, I know I have these 9 definite opinions on that. I feel like Triple G won the fight, so I'm going to slide round 1 to him. I wonder if they do that.
Retroactively do it?
Yeah, or just like, I'm going to leave this open, and if it push comes to shove, then I'll nudge it the way I want it to go. Or do they have to put each round in at the time?
I think they do.
I think that's what they have to do, right?
They said Adelaide Bird's card was such a mess. Like, who knows what they... No, I think they do have to submit round by round.
It would have been funny if they just said, one of the cards Canelo won, but we're just going to move on to the next card.
We're not going to tell you what it is.
We're not going to tell you what the scores were, but Canelo won. Yeah. I thought it was a really fascinating fight. 3 years ago, Triple G demolishes Canelo. And Triple G definitely gotten older.
Yeah.
His last fight wasn't great either. I didn't think he was great in this fight. He definitely...
Canelo looked like a monster, right? He looked like
Canelo, it just felt like his punches hurt more.
Yeah.
The body, I don't know why he stopped going to the body in the middle rounds. Seemed like those body punches was his ticket. Right. But he seemed super confident the first 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Like he was going against the ropes, just like you can't. But then after a while, you just can't fight that way. I didn't feel like Canelo was in the greatest shape.
No, right. That he did. I don't think he could put together combinations like he wanted to in those middle rounds. Like
because he lost some energy
as a result of that.
There's always been rumors that, I mean, he's not like Adrian Broner out every night, but there's always been rumors Canelo has
partier.
Yeah, it's more women, I think.
Back Stacate, right? That's his big. I
think he's big with the women, big having a good time, and I think if he had been in better shape, I think he wins.
I'm excited to see it again, and let's see it 3 times. But really, the decision, the only one it matters for is the gamblers, because we are going to see this fight again, no matter what. So
where were we on the draw?
The draw was anywhere from 15 to 20. Someone
we say this
40.
all the time
because
it was such. We knew it was a great. The line was -130, -150. It was in that range where it was super close.
Yeah. It's so
and
funny.
We
analyzed it for an hour. Like, oh God, I don't know who to take. When someone just smacked us in the head, like, you guys are both saying draw, so take draw.
Well, there's only so many opportunities in life to wear a tux, Sal.
Oh,
did you wear one last night?
I did wear one. I wore 2.
You should have got it from thebblacktux.com. Can look great, make it look easy too. High quality rental suits and tuxedos delivered to your doorstep. Thebblacktux.com makes weddings or special events easier than it's ever been. The Black Tux offers free home try-on. So you can see the fit and feel the quality of the suit months before your event, or in your case, last night. It's completely done online. No trips to the Tux shop required. No creepy tailors breathing all over. Do you have a creepy tailor?
No.
Slightly?
Oh, yeah, a little bit creepy.
Little tiny bit.
Yeah.
Create your look or choose from tons of stylist-selected outfits starting at just $95, made from fine Italian wool. The highest quality in the rental market. Any issues, and their expert customer care team will have your back. After ordering, your suit will arrive 14 days before your event. A full 2 weeks to try it on. Make sure everything fits. If not, the Black Tux will send you a free replacement right away after you're done. Drop your rental back in the mail. Shipping free both ways. Get started right now. Visit thebblacktux.com/BS to get $20 off your purchase. Experience a new way to rent tuxedos. Again, that's thebblacktux.com.
Wasn't Black Tux nominated?
BS.
Didn't they win Best
The Black
Miniseries
Tux
or
new
something?
Hulu show.
Yeah.
that would be a good Hulu show.
Why not?
Handmaid's Tale.
It's great. It was the best show this year.
It's great.
It's the best one.
Tough watch.
Oh, yeah.
Rough watch.
Yeah.
The rougher the watch seems like the better it is for award season.
The aunt, what's her name? What do they call her aunt? She won, right?
Why do
Everybody.
the Sterling K. Brown getting played off the stage was unbelievable. It was one of the best speeches I've ever seen in an award show. It was like, get off the stage. Meanwhile, Nicole Kidman was going for 5 minutes.
She couldn't stop, right?
She's just she's famous enough. The band can't come in on Nicole Kidman.
It stinks because I understand the network has to get off the air at a certain time. So those awards
are getting, do they really?
I don't know so they have the local news. Yeah, they're contracted.
But Don Roy King, we got to see his whole speech for the best director.
Well, that's the thing. Like the latter awards get screwed because hey, we're at a time crunch here. You have now 18 seconds to do your thing.
This happens all the time. They've never properly figured it out.
Yeah.
You were in the theater, right?
I was right there. Yeah, I was in the theater checking the Packers. Falcons, reloading on my phone every 30 seconds.
That was an interesting Falcons game as we move on to week 3.
Good job by you jumping on the Falcons, the team that we hadn't even talked about all week, and you right before the game.
Yeah, I kept thinking about it, and I was just like, I think I was wrong on the Falcons. I went in. Part of the key to doing this and picking games and gambling and all this stuff is
tell me, please,
to go into week 1 and you have your thoughts, but be prepared to audible. And that's something I'm always stubborn. I'm like, no, I don't think. And then you get your ass kicked for 4 weeks.
Right.
I think the Falcons are fine because you look at that division. The Saints suck. I was worried about the Saints being good. They're not good. Earmuffs Tate. Panthers.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, they're not very good.
It's not gonna happen for you, I don't think.
There's no way they go 3-0. There's no way that the Saints go 0-3 and they go 3-0.
Is there a road to 10-6 for Carolina?
I think there's a road for that, but I think the Falcons are the best in the NFC South.
You need 16 Kuechly games.
Yeah.
You need Cam to stay healthy.
He's getting rocked.
The son of Easy Ed McCaffrey has not been lighting my
so
TVs
overrated.
on fire.
I had to hear all summer about Christian McCaffrey, how great he's going to be. They're going to run the offense through him. I haven't seen it yet.
I'm mad at Tate, by the way. Tariq Cohen, who went to his school.
It went to NC-A&T, North Carolina A&T.
Well, you went to school in his state.
Close enough.
He was very aware of Tariq Cohen.
Yes.
Did he throw a bone to me before my fantasy draft? Hey, watch out for this Tariq Cohen. No. He goes for $51 in my free. I'm mad at you, Tate.
Who went for? Jordan Howard went for 51.
No, Jordan. I'd spent $45 on Jordan Howard.
Oh, on the free
week
agent
1
thing.
free agent.
I like though. Like, is there nothing worse for a sports fan when your team is bad and your friends ask you to defend it? Like, Tate, the Panthers suck. Come on, man. Come on.
You just got to deal with it.
What's the matter with you?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Just take it.
Well, so it seems like Tampa and Atlanta are not only the two teams, the breakout teams of that division, maybe the best 2 teams in the NFC.
I think that division can have 3 playoff teams. Think about
It's not going to be the Saints from what I watched yesterday.
No.
I watched every play of that
I
game.
think Tate's team rebounds.
You still like the Panthers.
Yeah, I do.
I don't think Cam looks right.
No, of course he doesn't.
And now Olsen broke his foot.
Right, that's not great.
That's a disaster. What receiver do you trust the most, Tate?
Funches.
I mean, I guess it's got to be Kelvin Benjamin, but that's...
good luck with that. Yeah, I think that's an 8-18.
The defense is pretty solid, though. What is it? How many points in 2
right
games?
now?
There's only
Kuechly
2?
playing.
Yeah.
He's one more hit away from he's out. I think that team's a cross off.
Well,
I mean, not cross off like how as the season goes on we actually cross off, but just as like this team I had penciled
about
in.
to drag the pen though. No, I think they're right. I think there's
Vikings
good value.
or Panthers.
I don't know what this Bradford thing. I know, and thank you for the pep talk on Twitter. Like the Vikings were my best bet. I had that earlier in the week, and then when it was announced that Bradford was out and it was Case Keenum, you're like, it's not going from Luck to Tolson, and you're right.
No.
But the problem with these guys, no, you were right. But the problem is like these guys that don't work with the first team all week.
Yeah,
you know what you're getting out of them. It's just check down for 2.5 quarters, and then maybe they go deep. Keenum never went deep to Diggs, and I think that's all would have taken is like one big play to get back in that game.
The other problem is once they're down 10, it's over.
That's the whole thing. Yeah,
and that's
on
the
road.
Jacksonville problem. I still think Jacksonville, Tennessee. I picked the Jags. I think I made them one of my super contest picks. I don't feel bad about it. He had 2 deflected passes at the line for intercepted. They fall behind 10. The game's over.
They're in it for a
They
while.
have Allen Hurns, Marquise Lee, like Fournette. They were just stacking the line on him. But I don't know, if you play that game 10 times, the Jags probably win a couple of them. But once they're down 10, it's like you just take the game off the wall of TVs. You don't even need to watch it.
There's only about 5 quarterbacks you trust down 10, right? That's a good way to put these guys in tiers.
Well, I think the Ravens are like that. If the Ravens fall down 13-3 to somebody, you turn the game off. They're not coming back.
Another
from that.
check down quarterback. Yeah.
Big stories from this week.
But I do want to say Atlanta. You were talking about Atlanta plus.
I want to get back to that.
Oh, good. All right.
No Super Bowl hangover for them. Doesn't look like there was seeds yesterday. You could feel it. You were at the Emmys when Green Bay scored. They cut it. They missed the 2-point, but they're going for the 2-point. It would have cut it to 16. There was a lot of time left.
Terrifying.
Everybody in the planet had the same thought. Right. It's like, oh no, oh god,
that would have been really, really bad for their first back.
Would have been bad.
I've been bad.
So that's still there.
Predicting these emotional games, like Houston, I thought would come out and crush Jacksonville because of the emotion of the hurricane and everything, and then Mark coming out with the flag and everything. I thought Atlanta would let down because there's big emotion in the opening of the stadium. I was wrong about both, but Atlanta plus 360 to win the NFC. Not so bad. That's only going to go lower and lower.
Lombardi made a good point. Lombardi and Tate did GM Street last night for Ringer NFL.
Excellent.
And Lombardi's point, which I think you can only say this about the Patriots, the Falcons, now that the Packers are banged up. I don't know if you say about them, but I think those are the only 2 teams when you know they're going to pass and the other defense, or the defense is like, all right, you're passing, and they can still get it.
Right.
That's it, right? Is there anybody else who can get a first down in that situation, like 3rd and 9?
You're saying Packers and Falcons?
No, I think Falcons and Pats.
Falcons and Pats.
And I think the Packers, if everyone's healthy and they have their tackles back and stuff like that, but I think that's it.
No, anymore. You're right.
I need to watch more Tampa. It was hard to judge that game because they were better than the Bears. They're home. They took care of business. Tampa might be the 3rd team, potentially. Because they have a lot of weapons.
The third what team?
The 3rd team that if we know they're passing, they can still get the first down anyway.
I think the Steelers will eventually get there. I don't know what's wrong exactly with their offense, but I think that's the kind of team that's there.
Big Ben doesn't look good.
Oh, man. Where are the big players? Anywhere.
So, no Super Bowl hangover for them. I think coming out of the first 2 weeks, the most shocking thing to me is how bad the Bengals and Cards are. Because I have They're
your Florida Evans team. They're your most disappointed. You're most disappointed in them.
I'm not disappointed because I wasn't expecting much. But what I'm shocked by, I do the power poll every week to try to figure out where these teams are. I have the Bengals and the Cards in the bottom 6. I think your bottom 6 right now is Bengals, Bears, Cardinals, Colts, Browns, Jets.
Okay, so yeah, I guess. I mean, we might eventually throw Jacksonville in there. We see a little more.
Their defense is good. I'm not going to overreact to that Jacksonville game. I think the Saints might be in there potentially.
Really?
The only thing with the Saints is when they get Willie Snead back, I think that's going to help them because they really only had one receiver to worry about. They have this weird Peterson-Ingram situation where they're basically the same guy, but neither of them's getting enough carries.
Yeah.
And then defensively,
they want to fit this
awful.
Kamara guy in too, and
right.
I think he only had like 1 carry yesterday. Yeah.
The team I was the most impressed by, and I don't know if it's a playoff team or not, but just I thought it was a tough game. I thought the Chargers outplayed the Dolphins, but the Dolphins kind of hung around. Cutler wasn't bad. I was prepared for him to be awful. Good. He never killed them. He was Parker's like this new toy for him. He's just throwing these jump balls for him.
Yeah.
And they made plays, and it came down to Koo missing the game winner, and they should have lost. But I thought the Chargers were better and should have won, and the Dolphins snuck it out, which is a good sign for them.
Landry had 100 targets like that. Yeah, they put it. I'm actually impressed with both Florida teams. So you didn't know how they were going to react.
Yep.
They're traveling all over. They're making arrangements for their family and everything. Especially Miami, then having to go all the way to San Diego, and they pull that out. Kudos to them, but
and then you look at the Chargers and you think,
well, maybe they're in your bottom 6.
Almost,
like, is it?
No,
just because,
I feel the opposite.
I know, but they're very entertaining every week. But they still lose.
Almost won in Denver, and Denver looked like world beaters last week.
Yeah,
they should have won yesterday. It was basically came down to their kicker missed 2 43-yard field goals. Miami's kicker made a 54-yarder. Mm-hmm. It's a 9-point swing, and that's why they lost. But I would argue that they're a pretty good team.
They played at a level of the competition. They really do. And you put your daughter's soccer team against them, and they will lose or win by 3. I'm telling you.
I'd like to see that. The biggest revelation from that game, we were excited for the 27,000-seat stadium.
Yeah.
this is going to be great. Finally, a home field advantage for the Chargers. There's 40% Dolphins fans there. My friend Chris Williams, he went with his sons Gabe and Ben.
You know
Huge
someone
Dolphins
who went?
fan. I would know.
Wow.
They had good seats, but so took pictures and he said it was 40%. He said when they made the 54-yard field goal, it was like a home game, and then when the Chargers missed at the end, it was
right.
And then the idiots set off fireworks.
Yeah.
Like it was like, yes, the Chargers lost. Oh wait, that's our team.
They have no idea. And you know what? You know what's a good way to get the local fans in? Announce that you're charging $100 for general parking.
That's at that point, just Uber.
Are you kidding me? $100?
I think,
and it was probably a nightmare to get there anyway.
Let me tell you something. Game 4, I've flipped on the Chargers after seeing that yesterday. I think they're in trouble in these home games. Game 4, week 4, they play Philly in the stadium. I'm going to say it's like 85% Philly fans.
Right. Well,
there's a lot of Philly transplants out here. I personally know 5 that work for the Ringer.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be loaded with Philly fans.
Yeah, well, but let's put it in perspective. They never really had a great home field advantage in San Diego. Not that their fans didn't show up.
It was a bad home field advantage.
But they just couldn't really win at home.
But it was bad. They were 19-21 last 5 years.
I know.
I thought this was going to be better. It might be worse.
Yeah, it could be a little worse, but it was never good.
So we have a new segment.
What is it?
In this podcast, every week, you and I are going to pick captains because Captain Morgan, our friends, the captain will not rest until he has brought his adventurous spirit and delicious rum to every corner of America. Now he's bringing it to this podcast. They have original spice, coconut, pineapple, white, black, grapefruit, whatever you want. They love blending it with stuff. They create the rum and ginger. The rum mule is fantastic. The captain loves anyone who learns how to mix like a captain. We're going to pick captains coming out of week 2.
These are our MVPs of the week.
Not even MVPs. They're the captains. They were in charge.
Okay.
My captain is Trevor Siemian.
Yeah.
Of the Denver Broncos. Did I steal your captain?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
So Lombardi made the case before the season that Trevor Siemian is actually a good quarterback. He was urging me not to take San Diego and Denver in week 1 because he's like, Trevor Siemian's healthy this year. I actually think he's pretty good. I'm like, get out of here, Trevor Siemian. Stop. He's been good. Denver is a team that we all kind of subconsciously wrote off. They lost some guys. They weren't that great last year. Defense, home field, quarterbacks making plays. They have 2 receivers. Run game is typically, you never totally know who's getting the ball, but they're good. And I think he's been really good and kind of eye-opening. I think you go Pats, you go Steelers, Broncos, Raiders, Ravens, if they can get to 10 wins with their D. Those are probably 5 of the 6 playoff teams. I think you can almost lock them in at this point. Those are your first 5 unless we have some injuries.
It's funny. I didn't do it AFC, NFC. I had Broncos up there with Chiefs, Raiders, Falcons, Pats.
Chiefs, that's another one.
As we might top have 5.
We might have our 6 AFC playoff teams.
And I'll tell you, going into this year, I thought the AFC was not going to be good. I thought the 6th seed was going to be 8-8 or worse. And that's not the case at all. You have hard pressed to find a great NFC team, but Trevor Siemian's a nice captain. 4 touchdowns yesterday against the Cowboys defense.
You weren't watching the game because you were at the Emmys. But if you had been watching the game, I think you would. Oh, did you watch the game?
Yeah, that one I was watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured out a way to red carpet line?
Yeah.
Okay. You're a little afraid of Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they get that momentum at home, and it's like, no one's going to stop him. C.J. Anderson is running downhill. Yeah. That 12-yard route to the tight end is open,
I have 7 Tier 1 teams heading into week 3. Pats, Raiders, Falcons, Bucks, Chiefs, Broncos, Steelers. 5 of those are AFC teams.
Yep.
Then my second tier is just Seahawks, Packers, Cowboys. That's it. 3 NFC teams that have not looked great so far, but just long term, we have to keep them hanging around the top seat.
I think mine is the same, but I think you didn't have the Packers in your top 7.
No.
I had them in.
No, because I'm worried about the injuries they've had already.
Yeah.
And I want to see how that plays out. I think they'll eventually end up there. And Chiefs versus Broncos, one of those is going to drop down.
Right.
I don't know. I'd have to look at the schedules and figure it out.
Fun.
All right, who's your captain, Sal?
I have co-captains.
Okay,
so the
great.
first week of this, I have
Thanks.
co-captains.
Me and Tate?
No, not Tate Frazier. It's not going to be Tate Frazier. Maybe next week for you guys, but I'm going to give it to Triple G. I'm sorry. I think he got screwed a little, and for him to be named captain, maybe it eases the pain a little bit. Like I said, 10 out of 12 rounds, he outslugged Canelo, and I had him 8 rounds to 4, and you'll get him in the rematch, G. My second captain, technically last week, but started Monday. We talked about Sergio Dip. ESPN, sideline reporter Sergio Dip.
We didn't get to talk about him.
We never did, and I think he got a raw deal.
Me too.
I think he should be on there. They never went back to him after the first time.
Classic ESPN.
You could bet on, I don't know what site, that it's like 10-1 odds if you'll ever see him on the sideline, or just for the rest of the year, weeks 2 to 16. I think they're foolish for not putting him on. I think these games are so bad, he's going to be the only reason people are going to want to watch. Leave him on the sideline. I'm pro Sergio.
It was a triple whammy. They didn't set it up properly that English was not his first language.
Right.
They threw to him and he seemed awkward.
Yeah.
The internet erupted, and then they just squashed it and pretended it never happened. It's
Right.
like, you have to fix this. Like, get him ready, come back,
course.
acknowledge that, oh man, that last one went bad. I'm going to do better this time, guys. Here,
Yeah.
You can't just bury him. It was like Goodfellas. They
Right.
they dug a
Terrible.
hole for him.
Also, you have worse problems, and I'm not sure Rex Ryan English is his first language
Nah.
because he's way off mic. He's having conversations off mic. I think he's already I think
He
doesn't
had
know
no
where
idea
the
he was
mic
on
is.
live
They
TV.
should paint the mic like a ice cream cone, and he'll get much closer. I promise you that.
It
He's
felt
very
like
off.
him and Beth Mowens had met like about 3 minutes before
Yeah,
the game started.
exactly.
They had literally no chemistry at all.
Yeah.
She wasn't trying to get him to tell stories. It was
Right.
like there were two ships passing.
And he
in there.
farted in the booth, and she wants nothing to do with it.
All right, Captain Morgan, thank you. The captain loves anyone
Yep.
who learns to mix like a captain. Let's do some week 3 lines.
Can I say something? This is incredible. We are, what do we take, 27 minutes in? About
30 minutes.
Not one Patriots mention.
Yeah.
Not
Not
one.
yet.
What are you waiting? Let's hear it already. Come on.
I got
Global.
nothing to
I guess
say.
you put them in your top
Yeah,
5. I guess that's it.
We'll talk about them when we get there.
All right.
Hey, some people emailed us. They were mad that the way we were setting up some of the games, they didn't
Yeah.
get to play along. My apologies. Year 11, we're trying to keep it fresh a little bit,
Right.
but we got to construct a little bit better. So
Okay, we'll announce
I have
who
the
road
categories.
teams-
Yeah, we're good. Thursday night, the Rams.
My apologies for this game.
The Rams at San Francisco.
Oh, man.
Jared Goff, the Washington professional football team. First of all, the Rams should have put in the end zone. They call Robert Woods on a pick play. They get a field goal instead of a touchdown. So now it's 20-20 instead of 24-20.
You liked the Rams yesterday.
I like the Rams. I think they're better, and they just they just screwed up.
Why did they get run on so much?
Then-
what
yeah.
kind of defense is that? They have over
Washington's
200 yards
Yeah,
rushing?
Washington's clear. Like, we're not letting Cousins screw this game up. We're just going to run it up the middle.
Yeah.
And they just run it all the way down the field. They score. They're up 7, 2 minutes left. Jared Goff makes me nervous.
Sure.
But 2 minutes left, we're like, all right, maybe this would be a good
Down
breakout.
10, he's not one of your
Down 7.
quarterback? Your
No,
budget is-
it's
okay.
like, maybe, who knows? He's
Right.
had a couple good throws. Immediate telegraph interception, just horrible. Just
Right.
and it would have been a pick 6, but the guy smartly fell
He
down.
gave the Redskin faithful what they wanted.
And
Oh,
he's-
no, that was a Rams home game.
And he's still probably the 13th best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, he
I
might
think there
be.
might be like 17 quarterbacks worse than
I
Jared
hate
Goff.
this game. I hate it.
So I have 49ers by 2 over the Rams.
Send this game to London. I had it hit it exactly, and I'm not proud. Rams by 3.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, it's in San Francisco. Rams are favored by 3. I
So-
don't know about this one.
We always say week 2, week 3, be careful because you might think, oh, they're not that good, but it turned out they played a really good team. Or I think the 49ers, I liked what I saw from them in that Seattle game.
Sure, yeah.
They,
defensively, they have a quarterback who can't throw for over 100 yards.
No, but they did stuff. They stayed in the game, and then in the first game, which wasn't as good of a performance, but they did. The coach screwed up some 4th downs and
They were
stuff like
right
that.
there.
I don't think they're that bad. Is my point.
They
And
might not be.
I don't.
This
I don't
game
think
is
they should be a
terrible.
home dog on a Thursday because these Thursday games in general seem like they favor the home teams. a
I'm
little more.
rarely going to do this, but don't bet this game.
Yeah,
at
don't
all.
bet this
Just
game.
don't bet it. And if you're in a pool that's making you choose, just quit the pool. Like, don't do it. These Thursdays, there's more injuries in these games.
Yeah.
There's more commercials. There's more 3 and outs. I don't know what it is, but just get rid of it altogether.
Bengals Texans was on last Thursday. It was about as unwatchable as it gets. All right, Sunday marquee. You might disagree with this one.
I do.
What do you have for Sunday marquee? Let's each get a pick.
I think it's Tennessee Seattle.
Nah, that was the other one I was looking at.
Yeah.
I thought it was Bucs-Vikings. It's the one I'm the most interested in because if Bradford comes back,
Yeah.
and these are two, you could argue, two of the 5 or 6 best teams. I want to see the Bucs win a game on the road. It's Tampa at Minnesota.
At Minnesota.
I have the Bucs by 3
Well, there's no line.
because of Bradford.
Right. There's no line.
Okay.
But
So Titans, Seahawks, Seattle at Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Titans by 1 for that one.
I had I had Tennessee by 2. It's 2.5. So I get this one.
Tennessee,
and that's a good game.
Tennessee laying 2.5.
Yes. And rightfully so, I think.
Where do we stand on Tennessee? I've changed my mind 7 times.
I think they're going to be fun to watch. I think they're the team in the AFC South. They're minus 110 to win the division. You still go with Houston?
No.
Yeah. I mean, I think minus 110, that only gets higher and higher. Or,
I think I might have whiffed on Houston.
Yeah, me too. I'm not happy about it. And they have your team this week. That's going to be ugly.
They did take care of business on Thursday night.
Yeah.
They are 1-1, but they're going to be 1-2 after this week.
I just feel like you throw the Thursday games out. I meant to look up last year's Thursday games, which ones were wonky and which weren't, but I don't know. No good. That's a bad division.
So if Tennessee takes care of business in this game, that AFC South line shifts to what? Tennessee minus 250?
If Houston gets slaughtered by your team,
Yeah.
Colts doesn't even really matter, right? And Jacksonville probably lose it in London against Baltimore. Yeah, 250, no matter what.
We haven't done this in a while. Let's go through the schedule.
We're doing the whole thing. Already trying to figure
Seattle
out
home at Houston week 4. Mm-hmm. Is that a win?
That's a big game.
So let's say they're 3-1 after the first 4 at Miami, home for Indy at Cleveland. They could be 5-2 or 6-1 by the break. This is why their odds were good because they had favorable schedule.
Right.
Baltimore home, Cincy home, which suddenly looks like a game they're favored by 10. At Pittsburgh's tough. They get Indy again. Houston home. At Arizona. At San Francisco. Those are 2 easy ones. Home for Rams, home for Jacksonville. I might have to admit defeat on this. Tennessee's making the playoffs.
How do they not get 10 wins now?
I don't know. I think Tennessee minus 110 is a smart bet.
Let's jump on
What
that.
do you think, Tate?
Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. That schedule's ridiculous. That was the easiest thing. It was literally like every bad team they play on the road.
Yeah, and now there's teams that we didn't know were bad. Now we know
the
bad,
Bengals
like
especially.
So we can count on Mariota to something terrible to happen to him within the next 7 days.
Well, yeah, and we discussed how as long as Luck is out, Mariota's far and away the best quarterback.
I'd like
in that
to see
division.
him play 16 straight solid games
All right.
first. Luck's got to be thinking, if I can come back. Although did you see how badly they blew that game?
I did, and I heard Lombardi's recap with Tate. Yeah. Well, it's Pagano and Marvin Lewis. They're neck and neck. Who wants it more? So close.
I love
First
when
coach fired. Who wants it?
When the Grim Reaper is circling and they always have they fire the offensive or the defensive coordinator to try to stave him off.
Right. Sam Peasy gone. Yeah.
There was a report that the Bengals locker room, some guys in there want a Kaepernick.
Really? As the head coach?
Offensive coordinator. It'd be funny if they hired him as offensive coordinator. Like, look,
we're gonna use him in like the old days. Pagano could have bought himself a month, I think, if he wins that Cardinals game.
Here's what I don't understand. If I'm a shitty team and the Bengals qualify, it was like, the case against bringing Kaepernick in that we keep hearing is it's a distraction to have him as your backup.
Right.
Who needs a distraction more than the Bengals?
Yeah, that's true.
This would be the greatest distraction ever. They're 0-2. They're terrible. Everybody thinks they're coaching their QB.
Right.
It's hopeless. Like, all right, here's Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Here he is. He's going to save the season.
Yeah.
Everyone's rooting for you now. Like,
how about you know how we don't want people watching us. We're going to have Colin Kaepernick. If you want to do your protest and not watch us, now's a good time. We're not happy with our team.
And then the other thing is like, well, you can't. It's really hard to bring a quarterback in during the season. It's like, well, your plays are terrible anyway.
Right.
And you just change your offensive coordinator. Actually, you should be bringing him in tomorrow.
So you're Marvin Lewis. So what do? You have one more game with Dalton, and it's at Green Bay.
I think you got to pack it in with Dalton.
And then it's McCarron.
I would try McCarron this week.
McCarron at Green Bay.
I think Dalton's lost the team.
Right.
We've seen this happen too many times.
Yeah.
And FYI, Colin Kaepernick lost the 49ers for like 3 straight years. Like he was not good the last 3 years.
Yeah.
You can throw any stat you want. All I know is you and I were betting against him. And it's like Bortles yesterday. Bortles was awful. And then in the fourth quarter, when
Really
they're way
bad.
down, he put up like his huge garbage time
Typical.
stats as always. It's typical Bortles. Hey, we have a London game this week, Sal.
Yeah, we do.
Good times.
You know, it would have been nice if Jacksonville had beat Tennessee. We're like, hey, we're sending 2-2-0 teams to London.
Right. Well,
But
we're not
nope.
doing that. It is the Ravens against the Jaguars in the city of London.
The city of London.
The city of
That's
London.
right.
That's a city, right?
I know. I got to check my geography.
I have the Ravens by 4.
You're going to be closer. I had 6, and it's 4.5.
Great.
It's a home game for the Jaguars.
Jaguars home game, technically.
Man, yeah. I don't-
How little does that matter? Like, what do they do?
I just love that they're the team of London. It's amazing. Of all teams that we give them, the Jaguars.
Right.
They said like it's
Every year.
It's Bortles and Wayne Rooney are the 2 top selling jerseys in
Do they refuse to
London.
sell Ravens memorabilia at the game because it's a Jags home game?
Yes,
How long
absolutely.
do they take that? How far do they take it?
Ravens defense is good. They lost yet another dude yesterday, another key guy for them, Marshal Yanda.
Yeah, the guard. Yep.
Was he was a blue chipper in the Lombardi pod, right?
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
That's a
Broken
tough
leg.
one. Broken ankle. Knowing that dude, they'll probably just staple that thing together. He'll be out there for like week 6.
Yeah, why
Offensive
not?
linemen have a different pain tolerance.
How about
Like,
a guy,
hey, Marshall, you can play, but we have to cut your leg off. He's like, do it. Take it off.
It's worth it. We're in London. Brandon Carr, by the way, for the Ravens, 2 picks. My buddy, the Parlay Kid, points out, I don't think in 6 years he had 2 picks with the Cowboys, but good job. All he did was like show up to play.
How did
Never got hurt.
we should mention you host Against All Odds with Cousin
Yes.
Sal, our hit gambling podcast. How did the trifecta do last week?
Trifecta, 2 of them did poorly. One of them, the one, so you inspired this bit called, it's based on Shark Tank, except
Yeah.
I think we're going to call it Sharp Tank.
Sharp Tank. I like it.
Where the
Smart.
they pitch the trifecta pitches their best bet to
And
me.
you have to decide
I
whether
have to
you like
decide
it.
on the one I picked.
Can
was
I be a guest judge on Sharp Tank
You
with
should
you?
get. We could probably fit you in.
Yeah, sneak in with. Yeah, all right,
An
great.
18 parlay, 7 of them hit going into last night. He had the Packers.
Oh,
Yeah.
we go against it
Yeah,
at that
you
point.
go against it.
Who had that one? The Parlay Kid?
Parlay Kid.
That's why they call him the Parlay
Yeah,
Kid.
that's right. That yesterday was I think 8-0 in the early games for the money line parlays for favorites. We should have made a ton. What did we do?
I had the Chargers with the. I went 1-2 in my column and would have been 2-1 if Koo made the field goal.
Oh,
and I think
right.
there might be a BS report curse. I'm getting emails about it. With
it?
Dave Roberts and Koo, and
Yeah.
and both of them went into a free fall. Hopefully, Koo can work his way out of it. But it was basically like I don't know, minus 129 Raiders, Seahawks, Chargers. But if you put Sterling K. Brown in there, it was plus 142.
Oh, nice.
And he won, but the Chargers still
We had
lost.
on
It
our
didn't
make
matter.
believe prop Sterling K. Brown minus half a win over the Cleveland Browns on Sunday,
Oh,
and Sterling K. pulled it out.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like it. Quick break to talk about Gillette. Did you know the tip of a Gillette razor blade is measured on an atomic scale, meaning their blade edges are thinner than a single brain cell? The precision is the work of many brain cells. Hundreds of members of Gillette's research and development team have spent over 4,700 years combined working to make your shave closer and more comfortable. That's longer than the Egyptian pyramids have been around, Sal. And while over 1,000 craftsmen and women in Boston are busy making your blades, another team is putting your blades through more than 60 extremely strict and precise quality checks. I shaved with one today. I
did?
shaved my beard today. I
Let
was
me
bored
see.
of,
Yeah,
bored of
looks
looking for
good.
it. Thank you. Fail just one of those tests, and it doesn't leave the factory. In other words, the hardworking people at Gillette never stop working to make your blades better. And now, that includes the price tag. You can get Gillette blades at their lowest prices in years, and you can do it during a week when the Pats are double-digit favorites in Gillette Stadium. See for yourself at GilletteOnDemand.com. Gillette, the best a man can get. Pricing applies to select products and is at the sole discretion of the retailer. Should we? Yeah, no. Let's go to the barely watchables. We'll save the poop fecta for
Okay.
next category. Pats home in Gillette Stadium. The best a team can get. They got the Texans coming in, who are reeling a little bit. I had the Pats favored by 12. Who do you have?
You got it. I said 10. I don't know why I said 10. Should have gone higher. 13.
13.
So you're going to get that one. And, yeah, they beat up on this team.
Can that drop to 12.5 so we can put it in 3-teamer or no?
We may have to throw a 2-team 7-pointer in there or something. Let's talk about your team. Let's hear it. You're happy.
Okay.
You're
I have a
on top of the world.
couple. I'd like to throw a couple caution flags.
Oh, okay.
The Texans played the Patriots really well last January, and Osweiler basically they had a puncher's chance at an upset, but that should have been a 3-point game, and their quarterback killed them. But their defense, that was about as well as anyone's played the Pats this year. The Pats are banged up. They have no receivers left. Even yesterday, like Dorsett got hurt, and he was really good in that game.
Started with 3.
Gronk pulled a groin. Hogan, they showed him 4 different times limping around.
Yeah.
And Amendola's out. I'm concerned. I don't think they have enough receivers for this game. They're going to get super creative. They'll put Burkhead in the backfield with Deion Lewis, and they'll do multiple tight ends and fullback spread out wide and all that stuff. But it's going to have to get pretty gimmicky, and I think against the Texans, they're going to have trouble. My recommendation would be not to put this in a parlay or a tease, even if it gets to 12.5. And I'm going to text you on like Friday and be, hey, let's put the pad. Don't. Just delete the text. Because I'm really concerned about the receivers.
But Burkhead is a reset. Like, they figured it out. I think he had 11 snaps in game 1.
They figured it out against the worst defense in the league.
Right.
This is a totally different defense.
All right. I think you win this game. I think
we win. I don't think it's a typical, we're home. Oh, it'll be great.
Right.
They're banged up.
Look, I think this is what you want out of your team. I think there's 3 things you look for in a team when they play. You want a convincing win.
Yep.
You got that. You want no injuries. So, okay, you got a receiver banged up or so. And you want a breakout player. And this Dietrich Wise, like, where did he come from all of a sudden? What did he have, 5?
Lombardi was calling him all summer.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
5 quarterback
Him
hits,
and
2
Rivers.
tackles.
Rivers
and a
blew
sack.
out his ACL,
Right.
but those 2 guys they were counting on.
Rivers was a 3rd rounder, right?
Yeah.
The linebacker. Yeah. You got your 3 right there.
Some interesting stuff going on with them. As somebody who's followed Belichick pretty intently for the last 17 years. So Malcolm Butler didn't start yesterday. They started Eric Rowe over him, who's not as good as Malcolm Butler. There's no scenario where he's better. And you could argue, they need more size to go against Michael Thomas. Whatever. I'm predicting a Malcolm Butler trade in the next 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. I have no inside info whatsoever. Nothing. Not a whisper from anybody. Just feels a little Jamie Collins-ish.
Like last year, yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Jamie Collins is like, I want a new contract. And they're like, and then they don't like a couple things. And all of a sudden he's gone. And it
For
would
like
be,
Jordy Nelson or something, right? Like you'll get like the best whatever.
well, what they really need is somebody in the front 7.
Yeah, I guess.
But I don't know. Something stinks a little. I'm getting a scent from this. I could see them flipping him or for like a 3rd rounder or a 2nd rounder. I think he's relatively easy. Tate, is he easy to trade?
Yeah, I think
he's
so.
like that qualifier thing.
Yeah, exactly. He has to worry about his qualifying.
What week was Collins traded last year?
Right around, it was like week 4, week 5.
Yeah, it was week 5.
Yeah. Belichick, the moment he feels, and he did this with Collins and it was borne out, the moment he feels like you're thinking about your next contract, you're not 100%, but you're out. He doesn't wait. He doesn't try to coach you out of it.
I just wanted to talk about Tom Brady, and this speaks to his greatness, and you won't see this in any stat, and no one was
The
beating
12
them
man on the
yesterday.
field?
The way he's got he's got these refs under his thumb. First it was the what do you call it? The pick play. And they throw a flag. He's like, no.
Yeah, it wasn't a pick play.
You didn't see a pick play.
You were wrong.
No. And Romo did a nice job analyzing that. He's like, no, it's legal at the line of scrimmage. A yard off, it's not legal. I just don't like it. It's just too hard to call. And I just don't like it. And the Patriots insinuated to get the benefit of the doubt. Then the 12 men on the field thing is like, no, I didn't just throw an interception. So there was interception because there was 12 men on the field. Like, don't even try challenging it, even though every replay shows there were 11 guys on. How does he do it?
I don't want to spend 5 minutes every week on this podcast praising Romo, but it was unbelievable having him announce your favorite team's game.
Really?
We enjoyed it so much. I watched Kevin Brady, a couple other people came over yesterday. And
he's so solid, right?
When Brady did that pass, all of us were like, what the hell? What was that?
He's like, the only
and
way
Romo, he waited. He's like, maybe he knew it was 12 men on the field.
He said the only way that's possible is if it was 12 men on the field.
And then it was. But he was picking stuff all game. It just made me smarter. Some of the defenses he was talking about, and it's like, oh, if the cornerback's there, you got to do this. And I felt like I learned more about football. Here's what he needs to work on, because the problem with Romo right now as an analyst is Jim Nantz was with Sims for the last 10 years and just went into a coma. And now he has this guy who's this fountain of information and opinions. And Jim Nantz, we have to reactivate his brain. He's like Tom Hanks in Castaway, like learning how to socialize again.
Right.
So it's a blowout the last 6 minutes. It's like just Romo's should be unbelievable. He was actually bad during the blowout.
Oh, really?
Because he was starting to get punchy, and
Nantz
couldn't figure out how to engage him. And they're showing the schedule at one point for.
Are you saying Romo can't finish the game? I thought that's what this was leading to. I was trying to beat you to it.
No, I think Nantz has to work on last 6 minutes of this is a blowout. How do I engage Tony?
Oh, Nantz. Okay. Yeah.
Like, hey, Tony, some teams need a quarterback right now.
Right.
Arizona, Cincinnati. Like, there's no way you're not going to leave me now, partner, are you? Like, just do that stuff.
That'd be fun. They should bet on weird things. It looks like they're going in that direction anyway. So when there's downtime,
Nantz definitely is the guy who married the high school girlfriend, and they broke up in his late 40s, and now he's got this hot new girlfriend.
Yeah,
like, whoa,
for sure.
Oh my God, whoa, an original point. Oh my God,
he's making fun of my golf swing. I love it.
And then we went from that, and then the next game we watched had it was like Chris Spielman and somebody, and just now we're back to that guy's a football player.
Oh yeah.
That guy is a football player. It's like a lot of that. It's like, oh man, I miss Romo. Can Romo nuts every game?
Yeah.
He should finish the one game, and they should just have him by satellite doing the next game.
I agree. And throw in some Sergio dip, and you have a nice little combination.
Sergio, bring back Sergio. All right, Carolina home for the New Orleans Saints, who we just talked about. I had the Panthers laying 4.5. What'd you have?
You're going to get this one too. It was 6, and it went to 5.5. I had 4, so 4.5 is good enough. Carolina favored by 5.5.
Panthers 4.5. Saints.
Yeah, I would take the Saints.
You take the Saints?
Yeah, I don't feel good. I think the defense can't hold up like they have so far against Breeze. That's tough.
Usually we cross teams off. You hit on it a little earlier. Are the Saints a cross off if they go 0-3 if they lose this?
We know heading into week 3. We've been here a million times.
Yeah.
The 0-2 teams play with an extra level of...
No, right. I know. I say if they go 0-3, and they're in the division that we think 3 playoff teams are coming from.
I think 9-7 can get a wild card in the NFC.
Maybe,
I don't think
they have to play
6-10
those good
teams.
teams over and over.
True. I just don't think they're good. I mean, that would be a good reason to cross them off.
Right.
But...
not yet. All right.
I think they have to strongly consider trading Breeze. I don't know how hard it is to do with this contract and whether... That's impossible, but he's 38. What the hell are you doing with him? Could you get a first rounder for him?
Right.
Could Jacksonville give up a first rounder for him?
Breeze for Butler. Do you do it straight up?
You make him our backup?
Maybe he's a wide receiver.
Well, here's the other thing. All right, here's Garoppolo. What if the Jags said, we'll give you next year's first rounder and the first rounder after that for Garoppolo right now? What do the Pats do?
What do we think anyone offered for? Because I feel like the Browns did offer.
They offered like the 12th pick and like a third rounder for him.
Yeah. They've been very stubborn. Very stubborn. Yeah. I don't blame you.
Steelers are at Chicago.
Yep.
I'm going to cross off that Chicago performance. I think they're going to be a little more frightening at home than on the road. I had Pittsburgh laying 6.5 in Chicago. What'd you have?
I had 7, and it's 7.5. And you love this on a teaser. You love it.
I'm a little scared of Chicago. They have some playmakers. Howard was hurt this week. I think the game got away from him.
This guy said Tate the Snake Frazier is salivating. He knows it's Mitch time. He knows it is.
I kind of don't want it to be Mitch. I want him to wait it out. Just have a bad year, and then it's like red shirt. Pull a Blake Griffin, sit the year out, and then come back next year.
I feel the
refreshed.
opposite. Get him out there. Let him take his lumps.
Yeah, of course.
Let him take the lumps. Let him do it.
He's not ready because then the Chicago fans will turn on him too quick.
The problem for
too
them,
fickle.
It's going to happen.
Who are their top 2 receivers now that Kevin White's out? It's a shit show.
Yeah,
Meredith's out.
Yeah,
right?
Meredith's out. They lost their top 2 receivers, so if it's just a lot of screen passes anyway, maybe you do hold on to him or try to trade for a receiver. Green Bay home against either Andy Dalton or AJ McCarron and the Bengals. but they're super banged up. We have no idea what level of injuries are going to be in play by Sunday. I had the Packers by 8.5.
Wow. That's exactly what it is. I thought it was 11.
I think it's 11 if
you're going to Lambeau, a team that hasn't scored a touchdown.
Too many injuries.
They have not scored a touchdown.
0-2?
Yeah. It probably will be close, but I'm just now that I see the line is 8.5, but I don't know. I guess maybe Marvin Lewis is 15th year. I guess you have to expect he'll get it together.
The best thing about Marvin Lewis now is he has the old man, I don't give a shit pot belly. You look at him, it's just like, yeah, you working out today, Marvin? Nah, I'll be in around 10:30.
Marvin is at Green Bay, at Cleveland, and versus Buffalo. I think he needs 2 of those 3 to keep his job midseason.
Well, if you're the Colts, are you better off firing Pagano, or are you better off having him steer the ship?
Colts or Bengals? Oh.
No, I'm saying the Colts. I'm thinking first coach fired between Pagano and Lewis.
Yeah.
I think if you're the Colts, you're almost better off keep Chuck Pagano. He single-handedly lost week 2. You should have won.
That was so
bad.
bad.
This guy's great. This guy might get us Sam Darnold. Then we can flip Sam Darnold for like 4 first-round picks.
That's interesting. Maybe he gets an extension as a result.
Yeah. Like Chuck. We'd like to double down on Chuck. We really believe in him. Last barely watchable game. This is a good game. You know what? This probably should be in the watchables category, but I have the Chargers hosting the Kansas City Chiefs, who took care of business again last week or yesterday. I have the Chiefs as 3-point favorites in San Diego. It's in San Diego, right?
It's in L.A.
I'm in L.A.
Yeah. And you hit it exactly again. It's 3. I said 4. I thought a little higher.
How many Chiefs fans at this game? We 40% Dolphins fans.
Every single one of them.
How many Dolphins fans do we collectively know? I know 2.
I think I know 2 also. Yeah.
How many Chiefs fans do you know?
I know a producer, Trevor, is a Chiefs fan. I don't know that John Hamm is a Chiefs fan. He acted like he was after they beat the Patriots, and I don't think John Hamm.
He doesn't know what he is at this point. He's just all over the map.
Yeah.
I don't even think he knows what car company he's doing ads for at this point. He's a Mercedes, Audi, what BMW, whatever. Is it German? I'm in. I'll do the
Daihatsu charade. He's all over it. Yeah. We'll see if he shows up at the game. So you're saying as many Chiefs fans at that game as there were Dolphins fans?
I know it might be less.
Oh, less. Okay.
I would say there's probably more Dolphins fans out there in America than Chiefs fans because it was a 70s bandwagon team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably. I'm with you.
But at this point, I don't know. I mean, you might see just 20,000 fans. I'm prepared for it to be a depressing experience. One last break to talk about Bluehost, a top-rated website provider powering over 2 million websites for bloggers or small business owners. Bluehost has everything you need to build, host, and manage the personal or small business website you've always wanted. Design your website your way without being limited by templates. Simple enough for beginners, powerful enough for even the most advanced users. Fully customized templates, third-party app support, a 99% uptime guarantee, maximum security, including malware, monitoring, and protection, and automatic secure WordPress installs, not to mention 24/7 tech support, online resources, expert services. It's been the top recommended WordPress host on WordPress.org since 2005. Bluehost makes hosting your website stress-free, and now you can get back to what matters most. That's right, gambling.
Yeah.
Now our listeners save 50% when you sign up at bluehost.com/bluehost.com/Bill Simmons. So do that right now. All right. The poop factor. I usually like when there's 3 and there's only really 2 horrible games, unless you count the London game. First one, Indianapolis, home for the Browns of Cleveland. That is an awful game.
It's so bad.
Wow.
Send them to London. Let them get 3 games this week. Rams, 49ers, Cleveland, Indy, and Baltimore.
This would be a good game. I was thinking about the Madden 2018 technology.
Yeah.
How they had the announcers pre-record a whole bunch of stuff, and then they had the automated announcers.
Yeah.
I would rather have automated Romo for this game than really anything else that I'd want from this game. I have Indy laying 2.5 points to Cleveland. What do you have?
I had Indy laying 2, and the Browns are favored on the road by 1.5.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
When was the last time the Browns were favored on the road?
That's a very good question. I should have looked that up.
Like when Belichick was the coach?
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, right?
The Browns are favored on the road?
Yeah.
It's probably Butch Davis days, like 2003 or something.
Yeah, right in there.
Oh, when they had like Derek Anderson?
Yeah, 2007, Derek Anderson.
A buddy of ours that maybe worked for the Browns. It's not Lombardi. I swear it isn't. Wanted to point out that Hugh Jackson is 2-22 as a head coach, and you will not find any worse than that. I looked it up. All these Raiders guys that you think were bad, 2-22.
Wow,
pretty spectacular.
There's been some bad records. That's way up there.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
It was the rare coaching hire that made two teams worse because it made the Bengals worse too. He was clearly a great offensive coordinator to make whatever happened with the Bengals happen. Then he goes to the Browns and they're overmatched. All right, the other poop fecta game.
Yeah, you could be a good offensive coordinator, not a great coach. Like, do we have to buy Shaq's rap albums? Like, he's a great basketball player.
Not everyone's like Tate. Tate's a great podcast producer and also a very good podcast host. Not everyone can do two things.
Yeah, some people are just Charlie Weiss.
Yeah, that's it. Jets have a home game.
Yeah.
They're the other member of the poop fecta this week. They're hosting Jay Cutler and the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, my God. Great game.
I don't think I'm going to watch 1 minute of this game. I'd like to not watch 1 minute of either of these games. But if the Jets are up like 13-12 with 5 minutes left, I might flip over. Anyway, I have Dolphins by 6. What do you have?
I have 6 also. It's 6.5. So you like the Dolphins and Steelers on the teaser. We know that.
I'm not teasing Jay Cutler. I don't trust him. I will never trust him. It's not happening.
Can I say this? The Jets, for a 25-point loss, the Jets were a little more impressive than I thought they would be. They were down a touchdown, and then the punt returner fumbles it inside his 10.
Yeah.
Somehow it doesn't go out of bounds. He's like straddling the sidelines, hits him in the chest, and recovered by the Raiders, and they go up. The Jets were getting the ball. If they're down 7 with the ball, obviously they're going to get beat anyway, but they hung in that game.
It might say more about the Raiders' defense.
Yeah, maybe it is.
They might just not have a
maybe
defense.
That's it.
Another thing I was wrong about.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch. Maybe he'll play for 4 months. I thought he was going to be gone by week 7, but it seems like he's invigorated.
Really good dancer.
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars starts tonight. It's too late. I think he knows.
By the way, I went
late.
on Francesa's show for an hour on Friday.
Oh yeah, someone said I didn't listen. Yeah.
And
was it good?
And he was going to do the picks. And I was like, let me stay on. I want to do the picks with you. I became the first person who wasn't dog to ever do the picks with him. And subsequently went 0-3.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I did 0-3. I had the Jaguars, the Rams, and the Chargers.
Oh.
And Mike went 3-0.
Did he?
Yeah.
He might have you on every week now. You may have to do this every week.
He loved it.
If he went 3-0, here's a good luck charm.
Well, I'm embarrassed. I'd like to apologize to the tri-state area.
Jaguars, listen to the teams you took.
Well, that was part of the problem.
I see.
I didn't like this week, and it just seemed like a lot of the favorites were going to cover, and that's kind of what happened, right?
I went a lot of road teams this week, and I think I played you in ZFL. You must have crushed me.
I got killed.
Oh no,
I think I got killed.
Oh really? I was like 5-10.
I think that, but I would take 5-10. All right, the watchables. We got 4 games in this category. I can't believe this is a watchable game, but I like it. Buffalo home for the Denver Broncos. I'm really impressed by Buffalo. I think they have a good coach. Lombardi was calling it in August. Even when they were trading Ronald Darby and Sammy Watkins, Lombardi's like, McDermott's a good coach. That team's going to follow him. He's a leader. And they really almost beat Carolina.
Yeah.
The guy arguably should have caught it, the rookie.
The Jenner trifecta, everybody had Carolina on a money line parlay.
Yeah.
So that last play, and the Jenner trifecta, the guys I have on my podcast, is a sick bunch. They watch it in slow motion. They watch the last play, and Zay Jones gets turned around. I mean, he looks wide open if you watch in slow motion. And they would have won that game. But,
unbelievable. I have the Broncos by 3, and I actually, you know what? I'm going to say 3.5. I'm changing that.
Oh,
Broncos by 3.5.
Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah.
All right, good. I'm glad you did because it's 3, and I also have 3.5.
I'm so stupid.
This is this might be the sucker bet of the week, right?
I would be very careful of Denver in this game.
Be cautious.
Do not bet on Denver.
Traveling east.
Stay away.
You don't want to just putting money on Buffalo. I know they're better than I thought. I really thought they and the Jets were tanking it, and that's a miserable AFC East because 2 teams are tanking it. And McCoy didn't do much. I don't think he hit double digit in rushing yards, but
Well, the part of the problem is they don't have any receivers. So
Right.
I think they're just like, you're not beating us,
Right.
McCoy, which is probably what Denver's going to do. But this looks like a Michael Conrad memorial. Let's be careful out there. I would stay away from that one. We have a lot of home favorites. I mean, home dogs this week. Here's another one. Atlanta is at Detroit. I believe Atlanta is favored. I said Atlanta by 3.
You should have said 3.5 because that's what I said.
Okay.
That's
well,
what it is.
This is one of those where, depending on what happens tonight with the Lions and the Giants, if the Lions go into Giant Stadium and win tonight, I think
Right.
this line settles at
It'll
3.
go down.
But good news for Falcons here. The Falcons. Dome.
Oh, another dome.
I like when dome teams play in a dome.
Another
I think
dome.
it's good for them.
Yeah.
You know, they're in Chicago. That's a different story.
Right.
But just going into the Silver Dome,
Short week,
whatever it's
Detroit.
called now. What are the Ford Dome? What's it called,
I
Tate?
think they gave it.
Yeah, I
4.
think it's a Ford. Yeah.
Last watchable game. I actually like the slate this week. I think there's no marquee like awesome games, but there's a bunch of like games I'm interested in. This last one, we did it already. Tennessee, Seattle.
No, well, we didn't do Giants, Philly.
That's right. Eagles home
Right.
for the Giants, and again, we don't know with this Giants team. They might score 9 points today, and everybody might be calling for Eli to get benched. Who knows? I had the Eagles by 3.
Do we split this? Yeah, we do. I had it by 4. It's 3.5. I don't know what to make of it.
Eli hasn't scored 20 points since Hillary was giving a concession speech.
Wow, is that right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Do you think
It's
one
like
has something to
mid-November.
do with the other? Maybe he's like,
I'm with
is
her.
he,
I'm with
is he
Eli.
depressed by that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Lock him up.
Yeah.
Get Eli in jail. Get him behind bars.
I just think the Giants fans. I think if we're living in an alternate universe where Eli has no Super Bowls, it's a Carson Palmer / Andy Dalton discussion about Eli.
Yeah.
Right now, people are like, "Is Eli a starting quarterback anymore?" But the 2 Super Bowls have bought him
Oh, so much
an
time.
unbelievable amount of cachet. And when Odell comes back, from
Yeah.
what I've seen, he looks like he is past his prime. But we'll see. We'll see tonight.
I saw. I know Lombardi doesn't like the Eagles, and I hate to pick against my team, but plus 240 to win the division. They kind of look like the most solid team.
Eagles?
Yeah.
I can't do Doug Peterson.
No.
I think 9-7 could win your division this year.
It could. It could.
We didn't talk about some of the weird shit that happened with your team yesterday.
Yeah.
Everyone, all the white sports writers, get very upset about the Ezekiel Elliott quitting on
All the
on a
white
play.
sports
Yeah, I don't know. I was
writers?
just trying to start race controversy.
Yeah, I know.
I think it was just
Yeah.
a lot of different people, but
He
yeah.
took one play off that was 30 yards behind him. And
Yeah,
they
it was
went
like, what was he
crazy.
going to do? Chase the guy down from
Right.
30 yards behind?
Yeah.
And they made
They could do that to 10 players on almost every play.
Garrett kind of threw Dak under the bus a little. Just
Yeah,
a little
not
bit.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I
a
think-
little bit. It was a slight shove.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
No, it's never his fault. Never his fault. Like these guys pointed out, they punted on 4th and 3 down to 18. Like when is he planning on getting in this game?
Is Dez the same Dez?
They threw to him a lot. I don't know. This is as good a lockdown as you're going to have on Dez
Okay.
with this
All right.
Denver defense in the secondary. But
Sunday night, Washington at home for the Oakland Raiders. I'm actually excited for this game.
this will be fun.
I have Oakland favored by 3 on the road. What do you have?
I said 3 also. 3.5.
I wasn't
a
too
tough
impressed. Wasn't too impressed by Washington. They lost Fat Rob, fractured his rib. It looks like. The Rams were dying to give that game away. They fell behind 13-0 and somehow got it to 2020. And I didn't love what I saw from Washington.
I am suffering with Cousins in 2 leagues, fantasy leagues, and I'm 0-4 combined. in
Who's
those
happy
leagues.
with their fantasy quarterback right now?
Yeah, that's true.
I guess you're happy with Brady. Happy
Yeah.
with Matt Ryan, who went for like $7 in our league.
Yeah, that's true. Is there anyone? Yeah, Matt Ryan, I guess. Yeah, not Ty Taylor. Yeah.
Monday night, yet another road favorite. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 road favorites. Is that possible?
7.
10
Yes.
road favorites.
This is the 10th.
Oh my God.
It's a
I
lot.
might not gamble this week.
Watch your tone.
10 home dogs this
Crazy.
week? Oh my Lord. I'm staying away. Monday night, Arizona has a home game. Mm-hmm. And Dallas is coming to town. You might have 50,000 Dallas fans at this game.
Oh, that's true.
If I'm a Cardinals fan, I'm like, what, my tickets are on secondary market. Please take them.
I went to a preseason game, Dallas at Arizona, 3 years ago, and it was probably 25 Cardinals fans. In the whole
This would be less than this one. I have the Cowboys laying 3.5 to Arizona.
You did well this week. I had 4.5. It is 3.5. Can that yesterday's game count as one of Zeke's suspension games since he did kind of take off a lot of it?
I was going to ask you about that. I mean, I know the NFLPA has a job to.
You beat me. Well, if we both get credit for ties, you beat me 10-9.
Would they have been better off just letting the suspension happen now? I mean, like starting week 1 through week 6?
Maybe.
Giants home, at Denver, at Zona, home for the Rams, home for Green Bay, bye week at San Francisco? I would have rather he missed those games and then came back.
If you think 9-7 wins a division, it might be, but McFadden's banged up too, so not a lot of great options.
It's a shame you didn't sign Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Not just because he would have fit in with the
they said it a million
with the
times.
Character weirdness on your team.
Your new favorite owner, Jerry Jones.
Oh, God bless that dude, man.
You love him.
I love it. Jerry Jones.
Not so fast, Commissioner Goodell.
You can picture him after like his 17th bourbon and soda. They're being like, "Why are we paying this guy $44 million a year? What the hell?
This guy makes more than me.
I can't believe this."
Goodell's like, I was so close to no one noticing that I'm a zillionaire from this.
I've screwed up 9 straight sagas in a row.
Yeah.
I was so close, but nobody putting it together that I'm completely
That's
wildly
That's a
overpaid.
fun little wrinkle there.
Jerry Jones. America sides with Jerry Jones in this, right? Who's going to be like, no, I like Goodell.
Sure. What do you mean, just sides with him? Yeah.
Well, if this turns into a high-profile feud, which it feels like it could potentially.
You have to go
now,
Jerry
if you have
Jones.
Kraft and Jones against Goodell,
Right.
like there's a chance. Like I watched Goodfellas this weekend, which is I hadn't seen in a while, and it's just extraordinary. I almost feel like if we did a rewatchables pod about it, it'd have to be like 3 parts.
Yeah.
So there's so much greatness in it.
Lombardi would have 17 hours on it. You wouldn't be able to.
Lombardi's only seen 4 movies. There's 2 Godfathers, Bronx
Used to
Tale,
see him 1,000
Goodfellas.
times each. Yeah.
Billy Batts just disappears.
Right.
He's just gone. They're like, what happened to Billy Batts? Last time we saw him, he was with Jimmy and Tommy and Henry at a bar getting drunk, and somebody insulted somebody, and now he's missing. Gee, I wonder where he is.
Guys in his crew, with the guy with the glasses was in his crew, and still,
and why'd the crew leave?
Well, he's dead now, for real. Phil Leotardo and Frank Vincent.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
But
didn't make the memoriam.
I think Goodell could be it. Could be a Billy Batts situation. Like, where's Goodell?
Well, it is weird because Kraft and I think the Cowboys and Patriots are probably the 2 most hated teams in the league. But if Kraft and Jones team up against Goodell,
well, now then Goodell would tap into the Maras and Biscotti from the Ravens.
Right.
He'd go into a couple of his, and then it would turn into a nuclear war.
That's fun.
That's how this plays out. I love it. Old rich white guys feuding with one another.
Concussions this way.
It'd be great. Yeah. What do you got to plug this week, Sal?
Against all odds, me and my degenerate trifecta, we break down the fight, NFL, college football. They're going to offer me their best bets, Sharp Tank.
Sharp Tank. Special guest, Carrot Top.
Let's see what Carrot Top has for us. Jimmy Kimmel Live, tonight Julie Bowen, Camille Nanjiani, Fallout Boy, later in the week, Kirsten Dunst, Kira Sedgwick, Halle Berry, Al Franken, lots to go on. I'll have my best bet later in the week. I went 1-1 on the Ringer. You can catch it on Facebook, Twitter, all over the place.
I'd like to end our Monday podcast before we sign off with our parent story of the week.
What is it?
I don't know. I just think we should have a parent story of the week every week.
Parent? Oh, yeah. Our parent.
No, as parents.
I wasn't
a story
prepared
about
for
our
this.
kids. I know. I'm going to do it this week, and next week you can do it.
Okay, good.
So my daughter had this teacher that she loved named Nick, who was like in charge of the playground. He babysit for us a couple times. Like crazy over the top guy, lovable. He's on Love Connection.
Really?
Goes on Love Connection. Andy Cohen, they brought back Love Connection. And he's one of the 3 people who are trying to get a date with this girl from Jersey. It's actually a pretty entertaining show. So we watched it last night.
Who hosts Love Connection even?
It's Andy Cohen.
Oh, it is Andy Cohen.
So we watched it last night, and the 3 contestants, they're telling a little something about themselves. And Nick's like, I'm a guy that loves MILFs. That's his starter. He's 27. I love MILFs. I used to work at this school, and my favorite part of working there was when the carpool line, when the moms would come in.
Right.
I'm looking at Karen, like, what the hell? You've texted with this guy. Now I'm like suspicious of Nick. This guy's babysitting our kids. He loves MILFs. So then it goes. The date's a disaster. And then so my daughter's like having a seizure watching this.
Sure.
Like she just can't believe this. So then the date's going badly, and the girl goes, and then we're at dinner and he starts talking about his penis and how big it is.
Oh, come
and
on.
My daughter's having a stroke.
What's
Now we're
that
like,
about?
what is happening? I'm like, and my wife thinks it's hilarious. And
Is he a biology teacher? What does he teach?
I don't know what to tell you, Sal. It was an emotionally scarring dad moment.
I have a
love
similar,
connection.
not as good story, but my son, my 12-year-old, his science teacher is posting like crazy pictures of herself on Instagram, like by the pool at Caesars.
Oh no!
And my wife dug him up, and now he's really embarrassed by it because I don't know what he's doing with these pictures, but he needs us to stop talking about it immediately, and it's all we want to talk about at all. So we go head to head with this. I don't know how it's going to end.
Tate, what'd you think of the first episode of Parent Corner?
That was amazing.
Should we
I
get
have
a
never had
sponsor?
teachers like that in my life. That's awesome.
Hey, listen, sponsor available for Parent Corner. Thanks to the Black Tux, high quality rental suits and tuxedos delivered to your doorstep. The Black Tux gives you a new way to rent. Plus, with their free home try-on, you can see the fit and feel the quality of your suit months before your event. The best part, completely done online. To get $20 off your purchase, visit theblacktux.com/BS. for $20 off. Thanks to Bluehost. Whether you're a blogger or a small business owner, Bluehost has everything you need to build, host, and manage the website you've always wanted. Simple enough for beginners, powerful enough for even the most advanced users. Design your website your way. And now, our listeners save 50% when you sign up at bluehost.com/bluehost.com/Bill Simmons. Don't forget to subscribe to Against All Odds with Cousin Sal.
Yeah, do it.
You can hear the trifecta. Don't forget about GM Street on the Ringer NFL show with Tate Frazier and Lombardi. Don't forget to go to theringer.com. And thanks to Captain Morgan's.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see who the next captain is. I'll tell you who the captain isn't going to be next week.
Who?
Nick, the teacher, who likes MILFs. He's out. He's out.
Not in?
Guess who's not babysitting my kids again? Nick.
Yeah. I may have to name him captain. What if you? I don't know. This
If you name him captain, I can't stop you. All right. Good job by you.
Good job by you. That is crazy.